Hi, welcome back to the Tabletalkers. I'm Robert. I'll be hosting this campaign. Been a while since I've been DMing. Took a nice little break. Give Matt a break so he can finally play. We'll be having Thaddeus, Medina, Arik, and Matt here for this game. Marked. Marked for Destiny, which should be a long-form campaign taking place in the actual setting itself over roughly around 10 years, unless they all die horribly. We get there if we get there. But tonight we'll be having both Medina and Matt's intro sessions, getting them rolling with things. This campaign is a Gestalt setting, a bit modified. On the phone.
Are you going to want a salad?
No.
Okay.
People trying to talk with me while I'm narrating.
Something had to mess up our intro somewhere.
Of course. Where was that? Oh yes, Gestalt setting. So, it's a modified setting where the players will be using two classes simultaneously that level up. As example of Medina is playing Rogue Paladin, he'll be leveling those up simultaneously. Abilities that are the same, like multi-attack, don't stack. And, well, they get some extra features, they get some extra saving throws. This should be a decently powerful campaign, starting off low magic and ramping up later on. But, speaking of Medina, let's go ahead and get over there into him and introduce that.
Alright.
As it's been a bit of a rough for you. It's been a bit of a rough day. It's been storming all day. You went into the mead hall to finally get some rest. Just have a few pints, relax with the dudes. You get to about your first sip in when someone comes over and taps on your shoulder. And please describe what you look like.
Oh, sorry. There's some talking going on in the background. Going for a really young. More like a silverish hair. Silverish hair, blue-eyed. Very firm and trimmed. Upkept beard. Where'd I put his height? 6'6". 6'6". Now, like, late 20s going on early 30s. He has one blue eye and one emerald green eye as well. And a very tannish tan skin. Out in the sun, working, fighting.
Valthjof.
What is this, friend?
Sorry to interrupt your drink. I just saw you walk in here. Your father's called for you and your brothers. He seemed a bit down, unusually. I don't know if it's just the weather, but it seemed important.
Understood.
As you step back outside, it's not unbearably cold. It's in the fall time season. You get a bit of a wind that just gusts some of the rain back into your face as you hear just a flat thunder roaring, some flashes in the sky of lightning. You feel it reverberate through your chest a second later. And heading towards your father's lodge, I should say, in this case, at the moment. You are met at, let's say, along the way, catching up to you by your youngest brother, a fair bit shorter than you, still taller than most men, around 6'2". Not quite as built as you either. Takes more a bit to the magical side than most rest of your family. But Rooney. See,
Rooney or
catching up.
Rooney?
Rooney, R-U-N-I.
Rooney.
Yep. Catching up to you. Valthjof.
There you go, brother.
Any idea what father wants us for?
I don't know either. I was told he didn't seem to be in the best of moods. Have you done something?
No, not this time. Wonder if you have a raid coming up soon.
It is getting that time again, isn't it?
Well, our harvest has been pretty good this year, so the winter shouldn't be too rough. We shouldn't have to take too much from others, really, or if anything. Unless he just wants to make more comfortable for everyone else.
Harvest has been good for us. It should have been good for everyone else. I'll have extras to spare. Like, visit.
And as you're saying this, you're getting up to the door. And as you're about to open the door, one of your other brothers, the second youngest, Rudolph, opens it up and about bumps into you. Slightly shorter than you, but slightly wider. Keeps his head clean shaven, but full beard. He's got a bit of a firmer jaw, and always kind of has a smile that looks like he's been bumped in the head and something's not quite right, which he has had quite a few bumps in the head from your experience with him. A lot of times he is just using his head as a weapon, though. Rudolph, it's basically Rudolph with an H in front, if you want to spell it that way for pronunciation.
Arik.
Was just coming to get you. Just kind of grab you two by the arms and kind of pull you on in. Give each of you kind of one big armed hug. Been a few weeks.
Squeeze back. Yes. Another fight?
I wouldn't call it too much of a fight. Slaughter. That's better.
Nothing gets through this skull of yours, does it?
The orcs thought their head was tougher. Then I broke their heads.
Oh, and how you spell Rooney?
R-U-N-I.
Rooney. Rudolph Rooney.
Leaf is already waiting with father. And Leaf would be your older brother, the fits the natural-born stoic leader type. He's very more silent and likes to observe things before speaking often. But usually when he speaks, it's pretty important. Oh, thank you. But yeah, and he stands at about your height, darkened hair. He's got a few markings on his faces from a few near misses. He very much fits a battlefield commander role. He's not like your other brothers to either stand back and cast magic or run in recklessly, and very much fits the role of the eldest brother looking out for everyone.
So it's Leaf, Rudolph, and Rooney.
Yeah.
And I am
And they're all-
between Rooney.
You're between Leaf and Rudolph.
Oh, so he's the first. The second.
You're all about
He's the baby.
it's all about a year apart too, so it's not big difference.
He wasted no time.
Yeah, it's yeah. Let's say you're 29, the eldest is 30, and then it goes 28, 27. You'd probably have more if there hadn't have been an early death one winter.
The old man's not kicking around some more still.
Yeah, and your old man's in his early 50s. Speaking of your old man, there sitting amongst his chair, it's got that salt and pepper kind of gray going on. The gray starting to take over the black more now. Mostly more in his beard so than his hair. Very much mimicking Odin, he has an eye patch which, performing a similar ritual from mythology, you've known your father to have prophecies in his dream, which you're not sure what he did, but he went somewhere and traded his eye for knowledge. And it's not something that he likes to speak about, but he will tell you, he will often speak of dreams and prophecies. As he's looking a bit more diminutive than, say, like a little bit like he's lost some weight recently. Muscle mass isn't as there. It's a little over 6 foot. All of the sons are taller than him. Still quite the imposing figure. And at the moment, sitting there, swigging a glass of some kind of alcohol that you can smell more alcohol than anything else out of. Just shirtless, pretty much in some pants and bear cloak on, like he was about to go to bed, and before he called everyone up, and got back up. Good to see all of my boys together again.
It's good to be back, father.
Come, all of you take a seat. I had a dream which I must share with you all. Something's coming. And he'll pass the alcohol around. It's certainly not mead. Whatever is in there has been distilled.
Oh,
Needed something to wake me up.
I guess there's the reason we're sitting down too.
Father, what have you called for particular this dream? Say, Rooney taking a sip and kind of just has that moment of, oh, yep, that burns.
Give him a big old pat on the back. First time, huh?
Not the first, but not my preference. I prefer to enjoy my drinking.
When drinking, if not to get drunk.
I like a small both last rather than not remembering the night.
Small drink for the small lass, huh? Ah, I'm just kidding.
You say that, I can grow twice my size if I wanted.
Gotta keep up somehow, right?
He does a little like magic gesture with his hands and does like a little spark pops in the air. Just kind of like little spark towards you. If the gods can use magic, it's good enough for me. Not my fault none of you have talent in it.
We all have our own gifts.
This drink gets passed around for a moment. I also have something to tell all of you boys that I've hidden for a long time.
There's another brother that's a bastard, is there?
Stops for a moment. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'll deny it shouldn't be mine. I've kept my oath to my wife. Besides the point, though. Would you prefer the prophecy or the secret first?
Which one do we need another drink before?
Which one, what?
Which one would we need another drink before?
Secret.
Prophecy. What about you, brothers?
Prophecy. Prophecy. And you just get a nod.
Prophecy it is. Takes a little sip anyway.
To note, only your eldest brother, Leaf, is born with the mark as you are. And his is pretty plain to see, just on his left bicep.
Alright, where do you see mine was it? I forgot.
Somewhere on your sheet. Hopefully.
I think I chose the sternum.
I think you might have put dead center, yeah. Might have been it. Soon the wizards from a few countries over are going to call for a grand meeting for all of you that bear the mark. There's going to be something for the history books soon. I've seen the skies darkening. The light not coming back. Famine, death, struggle. And I want you two to go there and see what this meeting is about. As for you two, well, I'm starting to fall off in age. It's harder for me to keep up with, well, all of you. Over these next few years, I want one of you to replace me as leader. But I need you to be ready first. So aside from them going out and finding out whatever this wizard nonsense is going to be, I'd like all of you to go on a journey. Learn more about the world, improve yourselves. Learn more about other men and how you can lead the country when I come back. When you're back. I don't intend on dying a straw death. So, once one of you are ready, I'll probably head off and you'll never see me again to find someone truly worthy of killing me. In my dreams, I've seen a few more things. Leaf. There was a nobleman from the west riding a horse with a red flag. I saw you two amongst horses conversing. I could not hear what. However, I saw once again you two amongst the battlefield with each other. I'd like you to head over, look into that, after the conversation about whatever the wizards have. As for you, Valthjof, I saw you meeting with some strange company. To the east, up towards the mountains, you will find a broken lizard man of some kind. It seemed like he would be of some aid of you. Along with some other... Broken as in on the ground broken. With some other scaly fellow and someone who looks like they may be of one of the giant clans of mountains or forest.
Sounds very interesting.
That is unfortunately all I have. Is my dreams do tend to be vague and sometimes helpful, sometimes not. Takes the drink back and has a sip of it. And he takes a moment and kind of rubs on his knees some to get the blood flowing back and stands up with a few cricks and cracks popping. And goes to the wall behind him and takes a great sword off the wall that has been wrapped in cloth. And a sheath for it. And sits back down and sets it in his lap. Starts unwrapping the cloth from it. I know I've told you many a great stories about your uncle, Thoria. My younger brother. Now, I haven't told you everything. And as he's sitting here and unwrapping the cloth, you can see rune markings on this sword. And this was his sword. Stormbringer. Roared like thunder when he swung it. Cleaved many a people in half. People it didn't cleave, it sent flying, shattered bodies. Wonderful sight on the battlefield. Every swing with a hum. And he takes a finger and flicks it, and the metal sits there and kind of hits a frequency, almost like a tuning fork, and just vibrates for a minute with that ring. The wonderful sound brings back many memories. But Valthjof,
Yes, Father.
you may be one of us Stormmound. However, you are not mine. You are my brothers. I have raised you and loved you like a son, and never thought of you as anything less. However, you are in truth my nephew. And this, by birth, belongs to you.
What's
Sword
justified?
has been asleep for many years. Maybe in your hands it'll cry out once again.
Surely you just.
He nods his head. As both, say, your brothers around kind of have a bit of shock, a bit of disbelief, and takes a swig from the drink and then passes it over to you. As Leaf kind of straightens his pose from leaning against the wall a bit and raises an eyebrow.
Father. Even in his old age, he still has jokes.
Brother, that's not the face he makes when joking.
Could never have a life.
I guess it explains your, well, flips your hair. Hmm. I mean, this doesn't really make any difference. I mean, we're still brothers.
Of course. It's just. Uncle.
I mean, your dad's your uncle and your uncle's your dad. That doesn't really matter. We're still blood.
Of course. It's just. Surprising. Are you sure? You know, it wasn't a vision that made you think it was someone else's son? Uncle son?
No. Shortly after Leaf was born, you showed up on our doorstep. The woman had a unearthly glow about her. A beauty so hard, a beauty so wonderful it was hard to look at. She told me it was Thorius.
Does this woman have a name?
I did not get it. She said she would see you one day eventually. Hopefully not too soon.
Understood. Maybe I can find her on my travels. And bring her back before the old goat here decides to leave. Unless you can recognize it, how would I know?
I think if anything, she'll find you one day. It troubles me that she said not too soon. I'm unsure of what that means, but it may have something to do with that side of the blood. However, you are a spitting image of your father before he died. Aside from the hair.
Seems like we all have big plans ahead of us.
I hope this doesn't change anything amongst you. I still
Of
love
course.
you all the same, and I just wanted to tell you the truth before you headed out. I've never had worry for any of you dying, as I've never seen any premonition or such or had feelings. However, something is coming and it unnerves me.
And I'm sure we'll be ready by the time it gets here. Now that my brothers.
Aye.
I guess we leave in the morning.
Stop by the stables and get some horses ready.
Understood. So, let's not leave this night on a somber note, shall we? Even you, old goat. Don't drink with the men. Sure,
I
you still got it.
I suppose I can get up and go have a few more drinks.
You suppose. You barely got started.
I was sleeping good before that woke me up.
Shall we, brothers?
Not as young as I used to be. It's a lot easier to sit back and just doze off. As for, say, having Stormbringer there, as for the purposes for the moment, I remember we went over it some, but just for clarifying, at the moment, it has no
affinity. Yeah.
It has no magical properties or any bonuses, aside from treating it like a magic item of it's abnormally tough compared to other things.
It's a +1 without being a +1.
For now.
Yeah.
As so, as the family goes and drinks the night away for quite a while, and pretty much rallying up all the men and letting them know that you'll be departing. Sitting there while you're drinking, you have Rudolph. So I'm thinking if Father wants us all to go separate ways, I'm gonna take me and my merry men and, well, he wanted you to go east, he wanted Leaf to go west. I'm thinking I'm gonna go bump heads with the giants up north and the Goliath, the ones that are still left. There's ancient magics up there and things to learn, and a lot of them have secrets from hundreds of years ago. They might know something about whatever's happening.
And our paths may yet cross again. Apparently, I'm
And-
destined to meet a giant. So
I know most of the giants are killed, but there's still a few out there. As Rooney is in the middle of trying to drink, as in, like, he's in the middle of pounding one down, he just kind of grabs him by the arm and pulls him over and just makes him just makes him jerk the drink.
don't drop it now.
I was enjoying myself. Keep doing that, but we're heading up north. I need you to translate any runes and stuff. Also, there is that one storm giant up there, Udavir. We're gonna go visit him. See if he knows anything about the stuff. Yeah, sure, let's just go up to a giant and demand to know things. Why not? Fuck it, sure. Takes another drink. I suppose we'll see how far they can throw you.
Give him hell.
Is there any questions, discussions, or anything that you wish to have for the night?
Just brotherly bonding.
Yeah.
Is my hair really that different?
Their
I just
hair
always thought
is
it was dirty.
their hair is a lot darker than yours. And while most of you have a good and merry time, Leaf is for a lot. I'll say he's not drinking much. Instead, he looks a bit more lost in thought and looking at a map.
What you planning, brother?
Father said heading towards the west. I don't know how far west, but there's a channel cut between some of the islands there. And, well, I can't cross a channel with a horse. So may have to work out a boating situation there or something. I'll figure that out when I get there, I guess. Looks at the map a second. Hey. See here?
Squinting
Point.
somewhat.
Points at a spot. Looks at you a second. How many of me are there?
Like 1.5, sort of. It's a little fuzzy.
Slaps you across the face once, and then kind of gives you like a half light slap after. All right. Okay. See any better now?
Yeah.
Okay. See here? And he's pointing towards one of the mountains that it shouldn't be on your direct path. It's a bit further north in the mountain range. All right. Don't go there. Head a bit further south from there. Up there is dragon territory. And last I heard, it's been being a dickhead towards a lot of the villages and demanding more tribute there. I don't doubt your strength, but that's also a dragon. A big one.
I think I'll avoid that for the time being. Not that I'm afraid of it, it's just...
It's a dragon.
It's a dragon.
We all come back from our adventures, learn things, get stronger, go loot some magic items from places. Maybe we come back and then we go kill it as a family.
Sounds better that way.
But
Can't have just one of us taking the glory.
for now, I'd rather you make it back and see us all again.
Of course.
Someone's got to give me a run for this position, anyways. I know Rooney doesn't want it, and well, Rudolph, not the best thinker there to be in charge.
I think we should push Rooney towards it some.
I mean, he gives some good speeches to his men, but most of his men are like him and would rather just rush in. That being said, they do have the gift of the Berserker. I mean, I have seen them eat their shields multiple times.
Yeah. We've had to build the shields back a couple of times.
You know, they seem to enjoy eating their shields a lot more until they eat the ones with the metal in it and they gotta shit it out later.
That's always fun.
Yeah, then they're screaming for the healers, bring me a potion, bring me a potion. You shouldn't eat your shield, fuckhead.
All the time you've smeared hawk shit on the side of it.
Stay safe out there, brother. I have some planning to do. I'm going to retire early for the night.
All right. Not too early.
Okay. Yes. Regardless of what we learned today, you're not a cousin. You're my brother.
Of course. Always. But nothing changes that. Same to you too. Putting up a cup.
As you see, as you look over there to say you two, Rudolph is bench press. He's laying on the ground, bench pressing someone, and while that bench press is going on, someone else is just pouring alcohol into both of their mouths. As you hear somewhat of a gurgling noise while counting.
Hey, suck that. Where you go?
Couldn't quite hear you. What?
Let's give him a good old sack tap before you go. They're distracted.
Oh, just walked up between his legs, just give him a sap while he's drinking.
Yep.
As you hear just in the middle of the like chugging noises, you just hear and a misaimed kick towards you.
You gotta keep your guard up with this.
As he drops the person he was bench pressing, and they just fall faces. They just fall on the ground and roll over.
Yeah, just grab him by the collar. There you go.
Ah, good one.
Brothers love, right?
Yeah, something like it. Ugh. There's mead in my lungs.
Even better. I was trying to call your name, but you're a little busy. I had to get your attention one way or another, right?
Fair enough, I suppose.
At least retiring early for the night. So,
Yeah, he does that a lot.
I was gonna hold a toast before he goes to bed.
You know he's always moody. Ugh.
What?
Anyway.
What we were saying though, we're not cousins. We're still brothers.
It don't make a difference.
Damn right. Nothing's gonna change that.
We're not like the snooty couples. Fucking all the nobles in other places.
Nah. The sons of honor stab each other in the back for a little bit of power.
All those weird folks are sister fuckers too. That's just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it for them if they don't want to, but
Well, out here they don't really bathe too much. The women, they prefer us sometimes. Most of the time.
yeah, we actually take showers. And we have
All
hot
the
spring.
Seems that tomorrow there was gonna be a while before we see each other again.
Aye. Only a few weeks apart. Who knows how long it'll be this time?
Let's have fun, and by the time the next time we meet, there's some good stories to tell.
We'll have to spend a whole week here, changing stories.
If you can, you're ruining to fuck one of the giants.
Hey, how long's your double in size magic last? Longer than you.
Make him a bet. He won't turn it down.
That's how we always get them. Still out of bounds. And as you continue to drink the night away, did you have a toast you wanted to give?
Oh yeah, it was pretty much just when our cousins or brothers, and the whole. Make sure we have stories about it next time we see each other.
Okay. I didn't know if you had anything for like the whole tavern or such.
Oh no, that's for my father to say.
Yeah. He's currently feasting. Got the he had a little nap there. He's got the kind of, you wake up in the night, you're hungry. As you look over to him and he is just like chunk of meat in his beard, say just a bit of foam, and kind of just slurps it off and takes the meat out, puts it back in. Ah, crap, you're expecting stuff.
Well, you gotta give the men a notice that we'll be leaving. It's up to you, father. Still in charge.
My brother was always better at giving these things. I was better at just actually telling people what to do and how to run the place.
That's exactly what you'd be doing.
Yeah, for far too long. It was much simpler being just a warrior at one point. Just kill shit, eat, drink. Fight your brother. I like my brother. Anyways, kind of stop there for a second and take the tankard and kind of like put it to his head for a second. That feels good. Okay, 1 second. I'll come back if goes out. He goes outside in the pouring rain for a minute, and you both hear and feel just a roar shake the place. As everyone kind of quiets down for a second. And he comes back in, kind of takes both of his hands and wipes the water off his face, moves his hair out of the way, and like very slightly like neatens his beard up with the water, just kind of shapes it a bit more for a second.
Is it the one guy that's always there that's still kind of drunk and just doesn't shut up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him with a tankard.
Flings off of his head. He just kind of stands there a second and then falls face first.
As more like to get his attention, I'm just gonna point.
Alright, listen up everyone. Old Stormed Man here has got an announcement. My boys, my dearest boys, the people you all fight and die with, the people that slap you in the nuts and give you ale, they'll be leaving soon. In the morning. Heading out across the world to learn new experiences. And come back better men. Stronger men. Hopefully one of them can take my place. I'll beat their ass if none of them can take my place. I'll beat all their ass if none of them can take my place. But need all of you to get your shit together since they won't be here anymore. Got some people to take their places. Some of you fuckers step up. Got a lot of work to do here. Winter's coming up. Say your goodbyes, have your last drinks. Not farewells, but to meet again. Also, give them as much shit as you can before they go in the morning. Stops a second. Yeah, that's about all I got. I'm not much for speeches, you fuckheads know that. Alright. Someone give me a drink. I'm back at it.
Yeah, the man. Bring his drinks.
I say, your uncle, father there, never one for speeches. Always hates doing them. Doesn't think he's good at them. Would rather just say, hey, do this. continuing to drink the night away. And as said, you are now being ganged up on by everyone else, essentially, for dumb shit activities.
Somebody's going through a table.
Roll a d20.
We're wrestling in the horse pen. That is a 14.
Alright. It's not you that's going through the table. You're not sure.
Not, it's a horse. If it could be
You're not
somebody on a
sure
horse,
who-
I don't care.
You're not sure who went through the table. Might have been multiple people. It wasn't you. Not sure who you threw either. Just kind of grabbed someone and chucked them.
I'll be fine.
As what turns from some rough housing essentially becomes a fist fight into an all-out brawl. Eventually, I say it gets to a point to where it's a fight throughout the whole place.
That's like a fun brawl, right?
Yeah, no, it's a fun brawl.
Yeah.
No, it's more of a party fight, and you get to a moment where people are starting to get exhausted, and someone looks you in the eye and has a moment. You recognize that face as
I'm
they
not.
just is coming back up as they just let it out all over your chest.
I'm puking the person left of me.
It starts a Family Guy chain of people just puking. You have people slipping in it. It's disgusting, and that's how a lot of people end up passing out. They slip and they're down for the count.
Someone's gonna slide in this because I push him through it.
Your father's just sitting there in the corner, kind of just chuckling. Anyone that comes towards them, he just throws them away. Back in. As the night goes on, you eventually wind up somewhere. Just roll me another d20. See where you end up passing out at.
No, it's an 18.
You wake up, and you somehow made it to the stables and actually managed to fall asleep on a bale of hay pretty comfortably. As you're waking up, getting the crust out of your eyes, you have the call of roosters. Bit of a hangover. It's not quite light yet. As you hear rummaging around in the barn, the stable's going about, as two of your brothers are packing there. The third is across the other side, just holding. They just kind of scraped up some hay and dirt together as like a pillow. Me and Rudolph over there.
Actually, want to wake.
All right. As all of you, they wake up. You two wake up as the other two are up. Start to say your goodbyes and ready for the travels. We'll cut over to Matt. Unless you have any last things, but it seemed like the farewells were fine enough last night.
I'm gonna give Rooney a little fuck with his hair. Leaf, the fucking inner arm shake. Rudolph, same thing. Got my headbutt him.
It hurts you more than it hurts him.
I know. I'll get you one of these days.
You're pretty sure it would have hurt more even if you had your armor on. All right.
Safe travels, brothers.
As Matt. Hello.
Hello.
Your attention has gotten.
Oh no.
Let's swap over to your side.
I want to go back. His side seemed more fun.
I mean, you'll be on his side soon.
Stuff for what's to come.
So, Salt'Dris, your father has called for you, and you never know if it's going to be serious, some dumb shit, or if he just wants to show you something new and fun he found. As you were introduced to glitter at one point through him, so it's always a gamble what it's gonna be. Sometimes it's bad, but it's the kind of bad that you can use later.
I answer with true trepidation, I feel like.
As you go through the caves and tunnels of the salt fields into deeper into his home, and you hear his voice echo through the chambers and tunnels in a way that you know he likes to just fuck with people, because that's echoing, okay, I guess I can go that way, or is it this way? This place is a maze.
Listen, Dad's a dick. I know this.
Driss, over here. Hey. Got something to show you, son.
Am I gonna regret it this time?
I don't think so.
I don't believe you.
Fair enough. Either way, come over here and look at this wall.
Yeah, okay.
You still don't see your dad anywhere.
I know. I'm just gonna try to give that side eye out of the corner. Like last time he did this, I woke up in the wrong place, in the wrong situation with not a lot.
And fair enough for your situation. You know that asshole likes to be invisible when fucking with people. As there is a wall that just has, you know, it's a wall that just has a little bit of magic prestidigitated over it, illusion of kind. Just look here.
I don't want to look, but I feel like I'm kind of stuck here until I do.
Yeah, you know I can close the walls behind you.
I know. I'm gonna look.
All right. You take a good look. Look a bit closer.
I'm just scanning everything I can, because I know there's something. I know there's a twist, but I don't know what.
Say, okay. I need you to take a deep breath. Let it out.
I'm going to do so. It might be less painful if I do.
Okay. Take a deep breath and you let it out. And then you feel a great force behind you just slam into you as you go forward, and that wall was not a wall. As you are shunted out into something that you have not seen for about 40 years. And it's fucking bright.
What?
As you're encountering the sun for the first time in about 40 years, and it's full might, and it is blinding.
Oh God, why did I want this back?
And there's an issue. Normally, your reflexes, pretty great. However, you realize you're also falling. And the first thing that you manage to see is the blur of a branch. Unfortunately, with being blinded, you grab on, and you just you grab the wrong part, as it's not a thick part of a branch coming out. It's a thin part, and it snaps.
Oh, fuck you, nature.
And as you say that, you hit a rock, and kind of just have the wind knocked out of you. And you start tumbling down. Old cartoon style, hitting every rock and branch on the way down this mountainside as you roll, and sometimes you get a brief moment where you roll for a good 10-20 feet of just sliding down that kind of loose gravelly sand, and then you hit like a little rock that's kind of inclined out, and that kicks you up again, and you're back to a tumble instead of a roll. And at one point, give me a perception check actually on this one.
Sure.
Let's say perception at disadvantage.
Oh, at disadvantage. Lovely, lovely. I mean, makes sense. I'm not in a great spot. This is why I wanted to go back. I knew this was coming. Oh, that's about appropriate. Oh shit. Sorry, sheet reloaded. It is. Myth me for being a little strange. Perception +4. With the +4, that's a whopping 6.
You see rocks and gravel. You get the vaguest outline of you think you might just be hallucinating. Is that a giant skeleton? And then you once again just get this bigger branch as it holds you for a second, and just lay so you're just kind of there on the branch, face down. Finally get to breathe for a second. It's covered in dust, debris. Everything hurts.
Just that
And
breath of why?
When you take that breath, you see a single bird land on that branch, and it snaps. As you have
I don't
that
think
Looney,
there's words.
you have that Looney Tune-esque hang time of the branch falling before you fall as you hang there a second. The bird sits there as a bird hanging in the air and then just flies away as you proceed to drop your plummet more.
I feel like his last thought is, I shall end your line as he falls.
As you continue to just roll down the mountain until you eventually stop and are just laying there, broken, battered. Everything hurts. It hurts to think. You're face up at the sun. That also hurts.
I'm gonna attempt to roll to the side. So the sun's not in my eyes, at least. Yep, I think so.
You're not sure what's broken. The answer might be yes, as you roll over and briefly pass out.
Ah, sweet bliss.
In your unconscious state, you have a dream. A dream of long, long ago, back before the eclipse. Borderlands of the Salt, I say, the borderline of the Salt Lands, where you actually think mangrove-ish territory towards the coast. Where you're actually having a pretty nice hunting trip. Well, you keep hearing birds just caw, caw, caw everywhere. And you are having a nice day, but it's starting to get annoying. And every time you go to knock an arrow in your bow, just something distracts you, or something causes the animals to scatter. As it's one thing after another, it starts to rumble, and it's like, ah, great, now there's rain. And you get that little drizzle, but it's not raining hard yet. And you find a stag. Something that should not be in the mangroves. And you start to knock your arrow, and you draw back. And you take a moment, and something isn't quite right. Your brain goes to scan through things, and you haven't seen any of the warning signs that your father's mandated for the "hey, don't go here" places. You're pretty sure you didn't cross anything like that, but something doesn't seem quite right. And you go to let go and just get this whole ordeal over with, as you hear one last caw as you feel a bird land on your shoulder and just directly into your ear, as your bow snaps and the arrow, well, that energy gets launched off somewhere. You're not sure where. And you wake up to just immediately, oh god, everything hurts again. It's starting to rain on you. It's a bit chilly out. And you don't think you're where you passed out at, but there is a man with, it looks like some kind of corvid in between a crow and a raven. It's kind of hard to tell. The size is like a bit in between. And it's just there on top of you, just looking directly into one of your eyes, as a young man looks like somewhat younger man, slicked back hair. He's hood was down. He's starting to put it up at the moment, having a decently heavy cloak. It looks like it's on the nicer side, but not like super fancy. But, good for travel. Bit on the say, kind of hard to tell how tall he is at the moment, as he's kind of knelt down over you. Oh good, you're finally awake. Could you please explain how Salt'Dris looked?
So, as he lies there in a rather intense amount of pain, is a very, very tall, very, very lanky, crocodilian humanoid. I guess would be the best way to describe it. Very dark black scales, but like where they start to edge in, like towards the end of it, there's like a yellow tint to them to add a little bit of it there. He's wearing what once would have been decent and recognizable outfit that is now shredded with strips of cloth. Any like the decorative pieces basically being torn, ripped, or lost in the mountain. Like you see colorful strips left of like some reds and yellows, exposing some of like the very apparently now very beaten armor that was probably a good quality.
Used to be fancy.
Long, like I said, reptilian features throughout, like the same like more clawed out feet, tail snaking down a decent length, probably similar to his height. Eyes are open. He was going to pretend to be asleep still. Apparently that is out. He's probably just going to, like, out of reflex before he does anything, I'd say at this point, though, try to, like, reach for that little bit of healing pool his armor is supposed to have. Something to, like, at least take the edge off of this clusterfuck.
Nothing comes to you. Easy there, fellow. As he, as he's spooning something out of a bag, Here, take a few sips of this. Tastes bitter,
Just
but
gonna-
you the pain.
Gonna give it the eyeball of suspicion and eyeball him with suspicion. Because on one hand, this is farther than Dad normally would go for a fucking joke, but at the same time, you never know.
You just,
But it doesn't have a
Yeah.
lot of options. So
you know, I'd like to hear your story of how you fell out of the sky down a mountain. I managed to stabilize you and drag you over here some, but gods, you must be durable to take all that. Seriously though, drink some of this. It'll ease some of the inflammation and pains.
I feel like he starts to talk for a sec. Salt will start to talk for a second, be like, and then he'll probably like, okay, and he'll just lead in to take the sip because it probably hurts to even talk right now, honestly.
Yeah, it's bitter. It's very bitter, but at least it's warm, and whatever it was, you can feel it start to kick in right away. This seems to have been some kind of magic potion. As it starts, you feel your bones kind of crick back into place, and a bit of a warmth flow through your body. Doesn't take the pain away, but it dulls it. You can kind of feel things brightening a little bit.
Okay. Looking at it, is this the same bird that landed on that branch?
Yes. And
Look at him and say, I hate your bird.
it's also the same one that you saw in your that landed on your shoulder.
I really hate your bird.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
He brings me some neat things from time to time, though. I mean, hey, found you because of it.
I'm just gonna flip the bird off with like the little bit of movement I have.
Understandable. Honestly, deserved.
Very, very.
And just as it holds up one of its legs and manages to what you could equate to what looks like flicking you off with one of its legs. Okay, I taught it that one, to be fair.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I would have done that too.
So, you don't see many lizard folk like you? This far up north? I've seen a few before, but I haven't seen any with the crocodile, alligator, whatever. I don't mean to, offend you if that's anything, but I'm just not fully sure what you are.
Unlucky. We're gonna go with unlucky today.
All right, unlucky. Well, now that you're
Why?
now that you're conscious and can confirm that you're alive, giving you a bit of a
Regrettably.
giving you a bit of a fix me up there, and well, I'm not strong enough to really drag you actually to safety, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna go try and see if we can get someone that can actually carry you. You're not too.
If you like, hold on. There's a spot on the armor. Touch it to activate it. It should help. Left shoulder pad. Left shoulder pad.
He kind of going through the left shoulder pad here. No, what about here? As every time,
It should
everywhere.
be very obvious. It's a fucking rune.
Oh, okay, it's actually really. It's like,
That's where we was going. Like him. Like it should be obvious.
touches it.
Kind of close.
It's not glowing.
I'm sorry.
It's not glowing. Touches it. You can feel where he like pokes.
You know that moment where somebody like gets pushed past like that one of those edges for a second, and it's just deep breaths to try and. Okay, this has happened. I can deal with this. I can deal with this.
Look, I don't have. That was all I had for healing supplies. like I said, we're not too far away from a road. I mean, as long as something like doesn't come along and eat you, I can leave my bird here. But you know, it's gonna tire me out too much to actually drag you to the road. It'd be easier for me to go get health and come back.
Well, I don't have a lot of options, do I?
So, and he pulls out some bread. All right. I don't know if your people like this or not, but it's what I have. So, I'll be back. Not gonna just leave you here to die. Bird, stay with him. I just call him Bird. Easy enough. And when he says that, just still in your ears. Don't be rude.
I think
Don't be
you're
rude.
too
To Don't be rude. Don't be rude to the man. All right. So, I'll be back. Kind of like finger gunning at you, walking backwards. He can see that you're clearly in pain, but also kind of just in the acceptance state of what's going on. Yeah. Back. And just sort of like lightly starts, kind of like light jogging off into the woods.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a second to go out of sight, but when he does, I actually do like to take a second to like try to like slightly move and assess how much movement do I have right now.
Oh god, everything hurts.
Would sitting up, like leaning up against something help?
It would, but it's also one of those things where it's a crawl to get to the nearest like tree to prop yourself up on.
Like how far?
10,
Would it be worth
10
is what I'm trying to figure out.
It's like 10 feet. And that doesn't sound bad, but it's so much worse than it actually is. Or sorry, it's actually worse than it sounds.
I feel like it sounds like I make the attempt and I get a couple, like maybe a couple feet, like 2, maybe 3, before it's just like
You get a couple,
no, and I flop back down.
pretty much just trying to drag yourself over.
Just going down it. Oh, piss off, you feathered fuck.
As it's just kind of hopping around, like tilting its head, just observing you.
Well, I'm kind of stuck here, so I guess what can I look around and see happening?
It cut you out a bit of it. Look around is...
Oh,
what?
I'm kind of just stuck here, so I guess I'm just going to take a moment to look around. I don't know who this is. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why this happened. This is a bit far.
Perception check.
I don't know what state I'm in besides pain.
You're role-playing the victim.
Oh, hey, 22.
Well, you are you can see the mountain up there through the trees, which you apparently fell down.
Dad, I'm gonna kick your ass.
And you're in aside from that, you're in a decently heavy forest. Brain function.
There's so much green. Jesus. Oh, that's not what I say here. Jesus Christ, that's my bad. Fuck up.
Conifers. There we go.
Why is there so much green?
Yeah, you're in a conifer evergreen type wooded area. You don't recognize what those trees are. They're all needly.
Alright, note to self, don't touch them.
I don't like spiked needle, but Christmas tree like.
No, I get what the conifers are, but pointy needly leaves for salt?
Fair enough. And it's cold. I'd say it's a bit cold here, but definitely not unbearable. The light rain, kind of refreshing actually. However, there is a size. Something is off about this bird. Like the size doesn't look right. Is something like not a crow, not a raven. Is it just a different kind of bird species you're not familiar with?
Everything else is fucked up. Why not the birds?
Yeah.
You and me. He's just gonna look at it. You and me. We have problems.
Ah.
We have so many problems.
And then it flies away.
Did I just get fucking dismissed by a bird? Oh, that's a new low.
As you lay
that
there,
hurts like a mountain.
as you lay there for a few hours,
Okay.
just as you lay there for a few hours, and the bird flies back.
I've been meticulously planning my death curse for Dad.
The bird, he said also that fucker said the road was not that far away. It's been a few hours. The bird comes back with what appears to be a quiver for arrows. There's no arrows in it. And it just kind of sets it on you. Ah!
No. Oh, no, not on the ribs. Why?
And it kind of does like a little jumps up and down and kind of does like a little dance, like
No,
it successfully did something. Ah!
I'm going to pluck you when I can move.
And as you lay there in pain with a dancing bird that has hopped off of you and is just kind of dancing around your body, we go back to Valthjof.
Alright.
having gotten plenty of supplies ready, horse geared up, and the four of you going on your different ways, two further up north, one to the west and one to the east. It's been you've traveled for a couple days and haven't encountered any problems yet. Your family and men have cleared out the local area pretty dominantly for a good amount of time, and under Thorvi, your uncle father, he really got shit together of managing a lot of the lands and kind of just getting making it to where there didn't need to be as many people being bandits or being stupid, and making sure shit actually got there. And anyone that did step out of line, he'd come slap around. Not usually killing people unless they actually, usually gonna say for things of actual murder, we're gonna say like things like murder, rape, crimes like that, yeah, to the gallows. But most things, he'd just slap them around and send them to do some manual labor, just straighten shit out.
Yes.
You stop by a couple places along the way that recognize you. They give you, they let you take bedding there. And you're getting on your third day out now. Still within Gallia. Getting much more towards the mountains, into the forest. A man comes running out of the road as your horse is coming by and starts waving his arms. You there, sir! Sir! Excuse me!
What is it?
As you rein in the horse, steer it X. Yes, you look perfect for the job. There is a hurt man in the woods this way, and I am not strong enough to get him out of here. And you have a horse. He needs medical attention, and there's not a village too far away from here. It looks like you're heading that way anyways. Would you mind taking him there?
Of course.
Thank you. Yes, right this way. I'll show you to.
I shall follow.
As it's not a trail where your horse can go. And he's kind of like this guy moves through the woods like really well. Like it's kind of hard to keep up with him, and he stops for a moment and look behind to make sure you're there every little bit, and getting to a bit more of a clearing. Yes, right this way. He's over here.
Seem to be rushing my way through.
Crocodile man, I have returned. I got help like I said I would.
He's absolutely coming back to me attempting to strangle this bird. I don't think I'm succeeding, but I'm trying.
Every time you try to reach out, it just moves like a couple inches back, like just barely.
Does it do the cawing laugh at him too?
Every time.
There's a beyond petty determination to reach this bird.
As you're so focused on the bird, Valthjof, the man lets you take the lead in getting to him. As well, Valthjof, your father mentioned a broken lizard man of sorts. That looks pretty descript.
Just gonna like kneel down in front of him.
Stop reaching for the bird and like eyes like look like that point where your eyes look up as far as they can.
As Driss, you've seen one man that looked like this before. Pretty similar.
No.
And it was an arms instructor who claimed to have come from another plane that took up job working in one of the neighboring countries, just training as a place in their military training people. This guy looks a lot like him, except younger.
Seems fate has brought us together, friend.
Fucking slapdad.
You say that out loud?
Yeah, that's just his immediate reaction to seeing you.
Yeah, my father seemed to have told me about you as well. I said I'd find the broken lizard man. Seemed to fit the description. Offer my hand to
today really is just a new low. Oh.
I see you on the ground. I don't see how you can get too much lower. Unless you want me to dig.
Oh, trust me, we're on the way. I don't suppose you would strangle that bird for me.
It'd be very bad for me to do something like that.
You really, really would not. I promise.
You said it's like a crow or a raven, right?
It looks like it's in between. And you yourself, give me a nature check.
Where's my nature?
Also, the bird has now brought you some kind of berry.
Me or him? Because I'm
You.
not sure which is worse. Me?
You.
Do I recognize the berry? Because I don't trust this bird.
Give me a nature or an arcana check.
I don't like that Arcana is an option. Alright.
I got that's a 17.
All right. I'll let
Nature
him roll,
or-
and then I'll let Matt roll, and then I'll go over both things.
Both of those are the same thing, so 16 total.
All right. So, that's a good berry. Those don't grow naturally. Where the fuck did it get a good berry? However, that will heal you some. And
This
For
doesn't
Vol-
make us even.
for Valthjof, you're not sure what that is. It's something's off about that bird, but you can't quite place it. It's a corvid of some kind, but not one you're familiar with.
I will
Still not gonna
begrudgingly-
take my chance of strangling a bird that's similar to a crow or a raven.
Do you take
I'm
the
going
good berry?
to, yeah, I'm going to take it and look at him and just, this doesn't make us even.
As you take the good berry, and you are at your level 1 health pool now, as you feel the magic flow through you, and okay, you're back in functioning order again, as the magic really kicks into your body and sews things back together. You're gonna be sore, but you feel like you can stand back up and get things going.
I still have an arm
question.
offered
I
out for one.
recognize that. But that would be a crazy amount of bolster from a berry, a single good berry, right?
Yeah. Kinda.
I won't pluck you anymore. As I start to like slowly roll to my up to sit up some, very gingerly.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Huh.
He's big. He's just how much do you weigh?
I think he only weighs like a slightly over 200 pounds. He's very tall, but very, very
Yeah.
thin and lanky.
As you pick him up, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you've picked up bigger boys before. You can kind of squat down,
I
help
feel
him
like
up.
he's just arms are like almost down halfway down your body towards the ground, tail still dragging on the ground. When I say he's
Yeah.
tall, I mean
He's
for picking him up, we get reference. I think Salt's around 7-ish feet tall, and his tail is a similar length on.
Yeah.
But he's
You
all
go-
sticks and bones.
yeah. As you're picking him up, he's got about half a foot on you, not including the tail.
This is surprisingly pleasant. I'm gonna stay here now.
Caw.
No, I'm not sharing with you. I said we're not plucking you. I'm not letting that go just yet.
Lands on your shoulder.
They'd probably be pushing about 290.
The
Who, you?
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
and now that you're standing upright, you don't see that guy anymore.
So where's Blondie?
And it led me to you. And I see this bird.
You
Okay,
don't see
maybe
him.
I'm a little out of touch with people, but do people just disappear?
You don't see the man anywhere around.
Hmm.
That man moved through the trees real quick like before, though. He could have easily disappeared back into them and ran off.
I know it's been a minute since I've been in country, but wow.
It was hard to keep up with him. Finding you. It was pretty swift. And you, our friend?
You've caught me at a very, very bad time, unfortunately. I'm Salt'Dris. Salt'Dris. And he'd hold out a hand to shake, but he's like, that can wait.
Shakes back. Hit me. Valthjof.
Pardon?
Valthjof.
Valthjof?
Mhm.
Valthjof.
You can say Val for short.
No. I can get this. But I'll keep that in mind. You can just say Salt for short. It's easier. I get the feeling it'll be pretty, it'll be pretty on the point and won't be much of an overlap, honestly.
Understood. How long have you been out here?
Like this? About... How long has it been? Like 5-6 hours?
It was sometime in the morning, and now it's in the afternoon.
Too long. Hours. Our blonde friend found me as I took a tumble, and I'm not doing so great.
I believe there's a town not too far ahead. I have a horse.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
You know how to ride?
Yeah.
I could walk. Been riding for 3 days now. Get the legs to stretch.
See, exercise is good for you after long times of inactivity.
I'll go steal on my horse now.
As you go to take a step, I kind of have that.
I don't think I'm
And-
going anywhere with it anytime soon.
As you guys are walking back and making that comment, you get to start to come to the clearing. Your horse is gone.
I didn't do it. Bird did it.
Just any hoof prints of the direction it went.
Into the woods. On the other side. The horse shouldn't fit in there. The tracks
All right.
stop at the tree line.
Gonna look him in the face. Blondie was a magic man and just stole your horse, I think.
Ah,
Yeah, Bird agrees. Wait. Look over at the bird. Did Blondie give you that berry?
shakes the head no.
Why the fuck did you get that berry?
Ah,
I should have done that.
Call for the bird and see if it listens.
ah.
Taps my shoulder.
It does its own thing. Wait. It's gonna look around and like, wait, did you see a bow on the way here?
Nods, shakes his head no. Actually, hold on. You would have had enough time to short rest attune to that item. Would you like to attune to it? The quiver.
Oh, I didn't know it was an attunement thing.
Would you like to have
Sure.
while you were laying there for a few hours?
Honestly, sure. There was probably something to take the edge off of the boredom, monotony, and pain.
You have a
I don't know if it would help.
You have a flame arrow quiver. It lets you cast flame arrow once per long rest, or once per day.
It took my horse. I must have
But I
taken
have no
it.
bow or arrow.
Correct.
Yeah, we could fashion one for you.
No, I need this one. This one was a very particular one. It was, honestly had quite a fairly good enchantment on it.
Would you like to go back to the ground around where you fell, you think?
Yeah, we should actually backtrack. I'm looking around, like, I'm missing a few items that were all pretty valuable.
So, for Valthjof, something very important to note, and we've discussed this above game before, and this is an above game thing, but I would like you to write it on your sheet just so you haven't, so it's there to memorize. It's a very meta thing, but I don't want to have to ask you guys every time to check. While you are within 30-foot radius of Salt'Dris, a 1 and a 2 acts as a natural 1. So 1 and 2 are natural 1s essentially.
Yeah.
So the 1 and the 2 acts as night.
Both
Yes.
1 and 2 are critical failure.
Yeah. And yeah. This is it's not, like I said, something your character doesn't know, but I need you as a player to keep track of it. So if you roll a 2 on a 20,
Just for clarification, though, outside of Salt stuff, 1s and 20s aren't crits in this game, right?
correct. Situation dictates. A natural 20 does not mean you will always succeed. It just means you'll get one of the best outcomes. If you go punch a mountain and roll a 20, you're not breaking the mountain, you just didn't break your fist. And a natural 1 might not be an automatic failure if your things are high enough. Well, it is if you're within 30 feet of Saltmire. It is. There's
For me. Always.
And everyone within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, but they can leave. I can't.
Alright. So, I need to go check on something. This would be a good little break sign, Arik. And we'll come back and they'll search the grounds for his stuff and carry on with the rest of their bit here before closing up.
You can be gone a minute. I'm gonna go smoke at halftime.
And we're back. Alright. Short break had. Dumbassery unfolded behind the scenes of just us bullshitting around. Back to it as Salt'Dris and Valthjof are going to look for Driss's missing gear. Please give me an investigation.
Can one of us roll an advantage, or is this an independent kind of situation?
You can roll independent or one person at advantage.
I feel like one of us is looking one way, the other one's looking the other way.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too. Alright, let me double check my thing. Oh, yeah, all of my intelligences are the same.
30-20.
Actually, I was going to ask, should you roll or should I roll?
It sounds like he rolled.
Yep.
Alright. Well, he said that there was a bow with a pretty good enchantment. You found a broken bow on the ground. Broken in a annoyingly odd way to where the string is intact but the wood broke in the middle.
Is this by bow?
That's your bow.
You tell me.
the hell?
As there's almost like a trail of bits and pieces of your gear and old things. Like, you can see indents of where, you can see the dragging mark, where he drug you kind of away, and just a trail of your gear, and you can see where you hit the mountain a few times.
You fell from over there.
You can
It was
see
a fall.
you see a couple broken branches of where you hit.
It was a very long fall.
How high up does this mountain go?
To the clouds. You can't see the top.
Pretty fucking durable, aren't you?
Not exactly.
Like
But I
looking
guess
at him
enough.
and then like looking back up and then back at him, back up.
Not all that much, but I guess enough.
Come on.
Since your friend stole
That's
my
one
horse,
feather.
I'm gonna.
It's not my friend. I met him when I woke up at the bottom of a mountain.
He was friendly enough
And
to
now
help you.
my bow's broken. Can you hand me the string?
There you go. I'm
At
gonna
least the string's there.
pull
Wait,
some
I have a
food out of
question.
my pouch and try to
What's up?
commandeer this bird.
Fair. Sorry. This is gonna be like this is Salt to him. Was like, wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did Matt? Sorry, this is to Val. Just so this is gonna sound really weird. Are magic items in this country different?
Hmm.
Like, I thought an enchanted weapon was supposed to be pretty durable.
Tugs on the string. I think it's just your string, not the bow itself.
Would I know that? I thought it like above game. Like, would Salt know that, or would it have actually been the bow as far as
No.
Salt? It was
No,
the bow,
normally-
right?
Normally, it's the whole item.
Yeah. He's like, no. Normally, it's like everything, string and bow.
It'd be like if the
And
handle
mine
of
was
a
in
sword
fact
enchanted
string
only.
and bow.
Who made your bow, by the way?
Thinking back
Yeah,
decades.
hold on. He's going back through his Rolodex of memories. Hold on.
I feel like one eye just teetering the opposite direction now.
Found it
He
on
has
a
a
dead.
lot of.
He found
has
it
a
on a
lot of
dead guy in the desert. They didn't.
I
hide
found it on a knot body. I guess would be the best way to put it.
Yeah. Maybe they weren't strong enough to enchant the whole bow.
I'm pretty sure I had somebody check it. They check over it, and it was the whole bow.
What is your guys'
I'm not
passive
gonna-
perception? What is your guys' passives,
14.
by the way? 14?
I'm not gonna like just use
Well-
something I don't know what it does.
As you're talking about that, you hear some ruffling from the trees. As you hear you hear someone kind of muffled, just like, no, I could have swore I saw something fall from the mountain over here a while ago. Come on.
I don't like this.
What would you can't see anyone through the forest yet. What would you like to do? As you guys are in a bit of a clearing at the moment where his stuff was.
It still hurts to move, right?
It's what?
It still hurts to move, right?
You're sore, but it's manageable. Now, hey, you actually know the difference. You actually know the differences to stuff like this. It's no longer like broken bones or torn muscle kind of pain. Now it's more just like a muscular soreness and bruising.
Why can't I go a single session without someone calling out my injuries?
Because they're somehow relevant for your experience.
And you did ask.
I asked if I was sore, not to get called out again.
But you actually
Okay.
understand the differences.
Yeah, still. It's not fun to think about.
But yeah, You're just
Okay,
gonna
he's
mu-
going to like drop down in a moment. Like, he is just going to like roll, so he's out of it, and he's going to like very rapidly start skittering around looking for his like set of scimitars that should have been around here somewhere. Then,
I feel like death rolling and like skittering around across the floor. Like,
yeah, he just like it is like a brief like moment of death roll where he flops out of your arms, hits the ground, and is just like scrabbling across the ground rapidly looking for his swords. He should
I'm gonna-
have them. because he doesn't have his bow.
Skittering around. It's like, okay, sand. Oh, there's the pommel. There's both of them. As you pick up both of the handles and you pull them out of the sand.
Just handles, isn't it?
Correct.
I hate this country. I hate this country. I'm gonna look over to you. I hate to say this to you, but your country, not great.
Huh.
Well, we have some scavengers coming.
As you hear a bit more clearing, it's like, listen, come on, man.
Hide.
I know it sucks going through the forest like this. You're not used to it, but think of the treasure. Master might reward us too. If we find anything good.
I guess the
Look at him. Look at him. I heard the words master and treasure hunter. We should hide.
Yep.
And
All
I'm
right.
going to move into the tree.
Make stealth checks. You have yours at disadvantage with your armor.
No.
He had heavy armor.
But I have expertise in stealth. Let's see how good this goes.
As both of you, do you two want to hide together, or are you guys like going to two different places?
My immediate reflex is up a tree. I don't know what his is.
All right, up a tree.
I'm gonna hide behind one of the bigger trees.
All right.
Stealth is solid, +6. Okay, 19.
Damn, that would have been
Wait.
really good.
Wait,
I went from a nat 20 to a 17.
Yeah, 19 is right.
All right. As you guys see, okay, well, you're hiding behind it. Say, Val, you're hiding behind a tree. You don't see this, but you can hear them talking. And Driss, you're in a say from the tree. First of all, okay, these little, these needles, they could be a bit annoying, but your scales keep them mostly fine. They're not that bad. They got kind of a nice smell to them.
Just in his head, I'm so glad I was wrong.
And you can see a little bit, but with how it is, you risk giving yourself away if you try to move a branch to get a better view.
How did it feel when I tried to climb this tree?
What do you mean feel? Like the tree or your body?
I'm just trying to figure out him, where he's at for this right now. Actively, if I'm not, because I'm mistaken, he feels clunky.
Yeah, you don't feel quite right. You're not as strong or in shape. Something they say, you're still, you're hurting, but something doesn't feel like it mended quite right. And very faintly in your ear, you hear the quietest caw possible, but it's almost like just letting you know I'm still here. As it's kind of unnerving because it's almost more like someone whispered the noise than the bird actually calling.
Just a slow, equal mix of both anger and slightly scared churn to make eye contact with this thing. And yes, I said
this
thing.
bird. I want to keep this bird.
As down below, you didn't hear the bird call. You didn't hear that. Only Driss heard that. As you're hearing about. It's like, no body. Looks like someone was digging around at some stuff though. Check that out real quick. Hey, look at this. What? 2 handles without the blades.
Can I see them now?
No, not unless you want to. If you said you're hiding behind a big tree, so you're within earshot, but you can't see them.
That's latest. Just like stuff to look like lean just a little bit, just poke an eye at the tree.
Yeah, you can start to shimmy over and lean. What? Holt picks up something. How? Someone had to do this on purpose. Every arrow is broken in this quiver. Every arrow.
Okay.
Why would they break that? Why would?
Or which way they're facing? Are they facing away from me, or in a
They're
direction they can't see me?
They are currently facing away from you, as both of them have gone over there. Like, one is standing and the other is squatting, as they're like sifting through the sand pile, the gravel, like where you guys just were, as that was like a clearly disturbed area. So they're like checking that out and they're going through all of Salt's broken shit and just kind of like each thing is just more like, why?
I'm gonna sneak
the
up
lab.
behind them.
All right. Give me another stealth check as you're sitting there as you're trying to walk in this armor
Gotcha.
up behind these two.
Here we go.
For note, both of them are in. Let's say they're both in black and red robes that almost so they've got a knot tied around their waist. They almost look like they're from a monastery.
How's the 16?
You crawl right up behind them, one step at a time. As you weren't that far, you were only about 20. You were only about 20 feet away from them. As you tiptoe your way over there, and Salt from the tree, you can see like bits and pieces of their robe, but you can't see them clearly. And then you see something moving. Your new acquaintance there is currently now between them.
He's
would
just
you
trying
like
to
to
make
do?
eye contact and like the gesture with his hand, like, no, just let them talk, but like he's trying to communicate it with eyes. But I don't know if he knows where I'm at or can see me right now, so it's probably a doomed effort.
Oh, you're behind him at this point.
Oh no, I'm just sitting here like,
You're about 10 feet up behind him, as he's about 15 feet away from you.
oh no, what is he doing? He's just going through his head like, why?
And what
Could've
are
just
you doing?
left.
Just gonna stick my head right between theirs and just arms on both their shoulders. What we looking for?
They both jump. Oh,
Oh no, they're not getting. If they jump up, I'm just like holding them down.
they are.
I think he
They are
means
not.
like a flinch reaction.
Yeah, like the fled. That being said, the one that was squatting tries to stand up, and if you're leaning there holding him down, he's not strong enough.
It's like this face, like right between them.
Oh, just something fell down the mountain. Come to investigate.
Mm-hmm. That means it doesn't belong to you, right?
I mean, if they're dead, the body's not gonna mind, right? We weren't gonna, desiccate the corpse or anything. Just
Mm-hmm. And yet I'm right here.
did you fall down the mountain?
Did you see me fall down the mountain?
No.
So,
Have you looked through this stuff?
I know who it belongs to.
I feel sorry for them.
I'm
They're
screaming
better.
internally.
So, what you gonna do?
I mean, we weren't really coming here for trouble or to deal with people, so if you let us go, we'll just be on our way. And one of them kind of tries to, like, tug out of your grip a little bit.
Kind of squeeze a little bit tighter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of
You
squatting
are-
down with him. So I'm just gonna like stand up with him.
Oh, you are a big man. Oh. Oh, you're from the Western Gallian tribes, aren't you?
Mhm.
I heard you guys were big, but
And I'm not the biggest.
as you lift up with them, well, one of them is barely on the ground and the other is like kind of kicking their feet a little. Would you mind just a tad bit lower, please?
Put them down.
Oh, thank you.
You mind dropping those handles?
Yeah, sure. No, just drop some. Okay.
And overheard you talking about a master of yours.
They kind of look at each other of the like one of them just the look of like you had to talk that loud.
Just want to hear a name. Maybe I've heard of this master.
They kind of sit there and stop for a moment and look at each other of the kind of who's going to talk first.
Squeeze it just a little bit more.
Okay. Just I hear you guys are pretty honorable. You seem like you're not going to kid us here. Okay.
I have no intention.
Could you just not mention that we told you?
I've never seen you before in my life.
Okay, this guy's pretty negotiable. So you'll be looking for 1 yan, YAN. It's a half elf. It's a half elf male. Bit tall, not as tall as you. Definitely not as definitely a lot lankier. And just leading some looters around.
Alright. As long as you don't go stab me in the back later. Understand?
I'm scared
I
you
will
would. I'm
sorry.
scared you would turn around and stab me with my own knife. Honestly.
I didn't know you had a
will be
knife.
keeping an eye on them in case they try to do something like that. That's what would be like me jumping.
But
I mean, everyone has a knife on them, don't you? It's kind of a practical tool.
so is the sword.
Swords are more expensive, though, and they sell better. Bit harder to cut a steak with a sword or any kind of meat, Knife works a lot better, easy to control.
I use my hands.
Oh, meat that is pull apart from the hand is good. Would you mind letting us go, please, now?
Oh, yes.
And are you just observing everything from the tree? Since
I don't want to be seen if they saw me falling from the mountains, and I have no reason to let them know that there's another person here to cause problems.
Sure.
Before you go, were you all the only two that saw this fall from the mountain?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. We were already a bit detached from the group. There was a nearby battlefield that happened recently, and we were starting from, we were looting from there, and then we saw a thing up in the mountain, so we started making our way here.
Battle.
Don't know how many other people actually saw this. I would speculate no one from our little band did, but other people about, maybe not.
A large-scale battle or a skirmish?
It's just a skirmish,
Well, if you can, find some loot there. If you haven't already. And if someone asks if you found anything here, nothing of value was found.
Just tell them a rock. It was just a rock that fell.
Understood. I don't know your names. You don't know mine.
Never saw you.
Sounds good. You can be on your way now.
They turn around and kind of hightail it out of there. And to note, on you do see a symbol on their robes that is a closed eye. It's not one you recognize offhand.
Gonna write that down.
Yeah, let me make sure I had that one right.
Oh boy.
Sorry. It is it's a partially closed eye, kind of almost like squinting, not closed. It's purple.
Alright, seeing as they're a good distance away, I'm gonna... Do I see him in the tree, or no?
Not immediately, no.
I mean, I would give it a second, and once I felt confident they were out of range, I would sidle back down.
Cool.
You know, I hated you, and now I'm kind of unnerved by you, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have any counter to that.
Cool.
Now I just feel like it's mocking me. As I look back to Val. I can't stay mad at it though, I get it. As I say this, I am going to silently try to pluck a singular feather as a fuck you to everything else it did.
Roll a sleight of
Not
hand.
looking at it. Just actively not looking at it, looking at him. I don't want it to see me doing this.
Roll a sleight of hand.
26.
You pluck a feather. There's a caw.
It deserves it. As I look at him with the feather in hand. I only would have fallen half the distance if it wasn't for it. I was stopped. I was grounded. I was safe. Was.
Caw.
See, it admits it.
All right.
So,
well,
what brings you out here, Big?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna actually break up the awkward silence. Like, so what brings you out here? Tall, muscular, and honestly, kind of intimidating.
I was coming out this way to find you.
What?
Mhm.
Buddy, I didn't know I was gonna be out here until like I was here.
Oh, not exactly this location, but I was told to come this way, and I would meet a band of his misfits.
I need to put this in context for you. I got to this country approximately when I landed on that mountain. I was a very long ways off. How?
I was told to me in a vision.
You're just gonna see like an immediate, like, for lack of better terms, distaste on his face of just magic.
Fate is funny. Is it not?
No, it's not funny. It's a bit of a bitch, if I'm going to be honest.
Crawl.
Yeah.
That's... We have more people to meet.
Well, do you take like a class on being ominous?
I wasn't told who. I was told I was going to meet 2 scaly foes. And what was the last one?
Someone from the Goliath tribes in the eastern forest, or from the eastern forest.
I was told I was meeting 2 scaly friends and one from the Goliath
2?
tribe.
2?
Yes, 2.
He immediately gets a nervous look as his eyes start flicking around to look for more.
So head east. Heading east. I've met one of the 3.
Not gonna lie, that does not exactly make me want to go with you that way.
We're bound by fate.
But I also...
We're going to do great things.
You see that? I have a hard time believing that. You might be doing great things.
No, I was told we.
Maybe it's the royal we for like the rest of the group to come then. Okay. Don't get your hopes up too high with me.
I think it'll be just fun.
Anyways, so yeah, you came out here on some weird prophecy, found me, did not know it was going to be me. I didn't know it was going to be me. And we have another scaly individual to find, and that's going to be interesting.
Oh, me and my brothers are all went their direction.
Yeah, your brothers, you said bigger. Are you the small one in the family?
No, not that small. Roughly in the middle.
Oh, thank God.
Well, this is not counting the rest of the people where I'm from.
At the land of freaking giants. Great. Great.
Oh yeah, we shall be meeting more Goliaths.
You say that, but you're taller than him. Well, maybe not if you're slouching right now.
No, when he's slouching, he probably does stand lower than you by like a good half foot.
It's a
That's
heavy
fair,
slouch.
but he has horrible posture.
I don't think that fall helped him any either.
You don't think what?
I don't think that fall helped with the.
Oh God. Honestly, no, the fall did nothing for his posture. It's the same. It's always bad.
As you guys are discussing this, something catches your eye in the sky. When, first of all, Salt, you're glad that it's cloudy at the moment, as looking up is kind of like that squint, and you still need to, but something catches your eye. As the sky itself has a ripple across it like water for a moment. and you just hear like someone clearing their throat. Is this thing on? You guys did do your part, right? Yes. Deliver the message already. Okay. Don't be so pushy. Attention, all people of all nations. This is coming from the High Council of Opal, situated in Coral. We have an important announcement. All those that bear the mark of potential are to come to Coral and the capital Opal if available. There is a very important message that may have the fate of countries, if not the world, within some of your hands. People of the countries, please allow access and transport for them to get here. Don't make me rain meteors out of the sky on you if I find out someone closed a border. It stops and you can hear some paper rustling, like they're reading off of a script or notes. Okay. Yeah, no, seriously, no border tolls. They need to get here. You're gonna piss off a lot of powerful wizards if you don't. And all right, I'm going to close this now. We will relay the more important information and findings when you all get here. And then the sky stops rippling.
Oh yeah. I do need to stop.
Please tell me that's not the effects of a concussion, and you heard that too, and saw that.
Told you. Wait.
I don't know what the fuck fate you're talking about. I've heard of marks, and that I'm not part of that group. Also, who wants to approach the wizard that can rain meteors?
I was told
That
I'd.
just sounds like a good way to die. Wait. It's just gonna stop and think for a second. Actually, you know what? Approaching the wizard that rains meteor, good idea right now, I think.
You have a brief moment of like PTSD, of just a quick flashback of
Look here.
you remember seeing a wizard that could rain down meteors. Wait, you know one of those. Maybe you should do what they say.
I mean, I'm not in the category they need to worry about. I don't have a mark. They have their mark. Fuck that. I just have I just have a request for something else.
And the bird on your shoulder is just caw, caw, kind of flapping with the news.
What, are you
And-
one of the marks? Is that why you're such an asshole?
And it flies over and kind of like sideways perches like partially on your armor, Val, and kind of like pecks directly where your mark is. And then flies back to your shoulder.
Pulls down
Oh,
the
you're
mark.
marked.
That I am.
Oh wait, I can't see that. It's under armor, isn't it?
I'll just
Yeah.
pull it away.
Oh.
It is
Ah,
a chain
see.
shirt. It is a chain shirt. He can take a minute to sit there and undo things to where he can show you.
See, yeah, that I'm glad I don't have that, because that means responsibility.
Ah,
And aware you have responsibility.
I have
told-
none.
I was told we would meet. We were fated to meet. Travel.
Just because we were meant to meet doesn't mean I have responsibilities. I mean, I'm going to the wizard because I have to ask the wizard something now. But like, just because we have met doesn't mean I have a responsibility like that. That's a lot. That's a lot to drop on somebody you met less than an hour ago.
We'll see how it all plays out in the end, right?
Again, who did you go to a class to be ominous?
No one knows what the future holds. Just going by what I was told.
You don't have to be so ominous about it. Oh my god.
Okay, we shall see how it goes in the oncoming journey.
That's honestly not bad. Just how you keep wording things. You just keep adding like gravitas to things. And I feel like this is just as he starts to walk back towards the road. Like, what the hell is up with this guy?
You need to cheer up, buddy.
Wait.
Let's go to town and get you a drink. Or many.
He freezes it. He pulls out his dagger for a second, looks down at it. He can't
The
see
one-
any like that little glowing rune to it or anything, can he?
No, but it's not broken.
Just pulls it out. Excited, you see him take a breath and just take your wins where you can get them, Salt. Just like quietly to himself before he resheaths it. All right, to a lizard, a scaly person, and a giant. Let's go. Sounds fun.
That's the spirit. But first,
Fantastic.
get in the town.
You know what? A bed sounds great tonight. Wait, I reach around. Do I have my money?
Some of it.
You're paying, I think. I don't think I have money after the mountain.
That's fine.
But yeah.
Oh. All right. As I said, it was afternoon when you had woken up. You guys have been talking for a little while here. You guys got about 3 hours of light left. Unfortunately, no horse anymore. And as you guys hit the road for a while, you guys make it about another hour. Actually closer to 2, where things are starting to darken in the sky. Let's see. Going downhill, the forest is thinning some, and at a couple points, like one of the higher points that you would have had to have crossed, you could see off in the distance the village you're going to. Is continuing downward. There is something that catches both of your noses for a moment as the something both of you are actually would be pretty familiar with. Say Valthjof, you say it storms a lot where you're from. You are familiar with the smell of lightning and ozone. And, well, you've, in your experience, had enough encounters with electricity, Salt, to recognize that smell. As you stop, and you can say, both of you kind of stop that smell, and you kind of get that, like, tickle on the back of your neck. Hairs start to stand up. And you guys can both hear something. It sounds like a beast nearby is tearing something apart. And I'd like both of you to make perception or investigation checks.
Spit.
Let me go check. Let me go roll. Let's use this one. It treated me well. 23. I'm terrified that my rolls are doing this well right now.
What's wrong? Be a 14.
You said a 14? All right. Both of those are good enough, as this is not a very well hidden thing. But
No.
in the shadows of in the shadows of a tree, a large tree that's been knocked over, and in the indentation of it, that's where you can mark this sound from. You can't see what's inside yet. It's a rather large tree that got upturned. You can only see, let's say, partially in there.
Do I recognize the sound?
It sounds like an animal eating another animal.
All right, I say we move quietly. And
I'll
not
try.
give it a reason to make us the next meal.
Time for stealth.
All right, time for stealth.
Okay. I'm just glad he agreed with me.
See if encounter 2 is avoided.
See, 16.
11.
All right. As
I hate this.
was that 16 with disadvantage?
Mhm.
Okay. As the two of you kind of slow your pace down and start to walk nearby, have a bit of a bend in the bend in the trail, which goes a little bit out of the way. As you start to get closer, get a bit closer, and then towards the far end of the bend, starting to go away, the gnawing stops, and you hear what some lip smacking and then sniffing in the air.
Crossing my fingers.
As that sniffing in the air gets louder, do either of you turn to look back into the stump hole?
I feel like turning to look back would be acknowledging its existence and agreeing to this hunt. How prickly are my scales? How seen do I feel?
You feel like something smells one of the two of you.
I'm gonna
And I
do
have a
it even
feeling.
odd if I look back.
What?
Odd I look back even don't.
I feel like he's just drawing his dagger. Like, please tell
That's
me
a
you have
3.
a side weapon besides your sword.
It
Then
cut
I
you
can
out. I heard look back and a 3. That's all I heard out of that, Medina.
It was even. I keep my head forward. Odd I look back. I got a 3.
Odd. As you're getting your dagger ready, Salt, Val turns his head slowly to look back there. Val, you see a large, muscular, canine-like creature known as a warg. But something looks a bit wrong with it. Normally, they're beasts that a lot of the goblin tribes keep around and train, and the orcs as well. This one, aside from blood completely covering its face and a large part of its frontal fur, its body twitches a bit as you see something that you normally only see this with the pelts of animal furs or your hair in the dark on cold nights. It looks like a bit of static kicks up on its fur. And when dogs and cats, they get ready to fight and they floof up? Its hair pretty much does that, but just caked with a little bit of electricity, like static crackling in.
It's kind of like lean over a little bit. It knows we're here.
What did you say? Sorry, I cut you out partially from me there.
It knows we're here.
And
Do you have some besides your sword I could borrow?
you could swear it looks like it's smiling at you almost.
Him or me?
Him, because he's the one looking at it. You didn't turn around.
Okay. No, not yet. I'm going to probably now, but
And you're not sure if that's some flesh from the thing, whatever it killed in that hole, or part of its own jaw, but it looks like there's a chunk of flesh just hanging off there near the mouth.
I can have a simple melee weapon. You can have a knife.
Another
oh,
knife.
good. He's handing me another knife.
Yeah, that or I can have spears. Javelins.
Listen, man, I'll take what you. I'm not actually complaining. I'll take what
Yeah.
I can get.
2 knives.
It's better than 1 knife.
You got spells, maybe? I don't remember what you have, what you took.
I don't think he's aware he has anything yet.
Fair. In character.
It would have just happened. Like I said, he's not as he said, he's not a magic man. He wouldn't know anything that's happened yet.
As you have what is now almost a stare off for a moment, you feel the bird on your shoulder like wrestle a little bit. And at the sound of the caw, I would like initiative, please.
Damn it. Alright, Robert. Robert,
Yes.
look at me. Look at me. I'm looking at you. I am looking in your direction across this town. You cannot crit me. I will not be the only person who has had a character die session 0 twice.
Alright, you're gonna have to give me just one moment. I need to take Doug's out, and that is a dirty 20 on initiative.
Are you looking at me? I did not hear an acknowledgement, sir.
I need your initiative, sir.
It's a 16.
I'll get back real quick. Just take.
That also was not an acknowledgement, Robert. I don't like that tone.
You know my dice feeling towards you.
Listen. If it's about Apollo, I promise it was nothing personal.
I'll let you pick the die. I mean,
Actually, it was very personal, I guess, realistically, but
yeah, you know, that one's a bit of a personal encounter. Would you like to pick the dice? I mean, I can swap dice.
that is a choice. That is a presented choice. That is not a choice. We both know how much all of them hate me. Wait,
All right.
no, sorry. This would be my 3rd character to die in the 1st session of your game.
3rd.
If you do 3rd to die in the 1st sessions of games, 2nd in your games.
There we go.
Don't do this to me.
Sounds like I'm sticking with the middle die.
Also, I did look. I just remembered. I have nothing magically that would help me here.
What is your dexterity's like what, +3?
+4.
+4, yeah.
It is my only good stat.
You tied in initiative with this thing. You have higher dex.
I was going to say, I hope I have higher dex, because... Oh no.
Yeah. Arik, I don't know if you pressed the pause button or anything, or just let us sit here keep table talking.
He likes to let us ramble, is the channel name.
Y'all are fine to continue.
Snowy. Yep.
That is great confirmation.
If this
Oh.
warg pops out the Might Guy voice, I'm throwing knives, that's it.
Oh, it's not a Might Guy warg, but I'll use this voice at some point. Maybe Ninja Dan will make a return. That's a tale for another time, though. Now, we've got a warg with some static electricity stuff going on that's all fluffed up and covered in blood or something else already.
Do I know
And
what a
you-
warg is?
I'd say yeah. I'd say that's a pretty prevalent creature. I'd say you would.
So I know the lightning isn't normal.
Yeah, you know the lightning's not normal.
Hey Val,
Mm-hmm.
is this just how wargs are here?
No.
That's
And
both
Val,
good and bad news.
Val, you're first up in initiative.
That's right. Go smack this dog.
All right. To note, it is. I'll say when I said large, I meant it was like size large. It's you know, it's getting to about close to your height, looking you in the eye.
I'm gonna hit this dog.
Roll to hit the dog.
Gonna hit that dog.
Channel the ATF.
God damn.
16 hit.
16 to hit. 16 hits.
Alright.
As you say, are you wearing the sword on your back or on your hip?
Hip.
Hip. As you lunge forward, you start to run this short distance. This is only about 20 feet away, and you unsheath the sword. It lets out just a melodic, let's say, just a faint vibration noise. The salt, you can pick up on this plenty easily too. And you can feel the slightest tingle in your hand, grasping it now.
That just sounds unpleasant.
That's gonna be 13 damage.
All right, 13 damage as you run up and just hack into this thing's back, just threw its fur down. You definitely know you went clean into its hide as you just get a fresh trail of blood squirting out onto your sword and partially onto your armor. And just pulling back. So you can see a nice deep cut in there.
He's just gonna take a defensive stance with the sword.
As it lets out a deep growl, and when it growls, you kind of hear a popping and crackling coming from inside of it.
That doesn't sound good.
Any bonus actions? I don't know if you have any.
You,
I don't think you have them yet. You'll have plenty of them next level.
I think that's all.
Alright. That's a discussion to have. I was about to say something. That's a discussion to have with Arik and Thaddeus just to double check something on their spell list. That we'll wait till later. Gotta wait till their game. Salt, you are up next. As
Alright.
the big man just ran and charged at the big beast and overhand chopped sword straight into it.
Question.
To note something you can see, both of you. The blood is kind of just being slowly vibrated off of the sword, self-cleaning.
Oh, the sword is generating the vibrating. Oh.
Yeah, the sword is making a slight hum.
I thought this thing started to do something, and it started to hum, and I was just like, fuck me.
No, it's crackling.
Oh, good. So, question.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like I said, above game, he doesn't quite understand what's happening, but mechanically, because I guess the bird responds to telepathic commands, would it answer what he kind of was hoping for stuff?
Maybe.
I was just going to see if it could, like, he would normally throw his knives as he looks at the situation, because getting close is really bad, but they're the only weapons he has. So he is going to, like, just bolt forward as fast as he can. Just, like, as he takes off this running, there's, like, an awkward gait to him that he's running, but he's definitely not running. You can just see he's not running how he's used to or how he should. It's kind of like a lopsided run still, and I was gonna see if I could have the bird run, like, flap in its face and basically give him the help action for a hit.
Yeah. As the bird flies off and kind of just like starts clawing towards its face and flapping towards it, it goes to take a bite and snarl at it as the bird just flaps up once out of the way quickly around its head as you come in for stab. Roll to stab?
Well, that's a 20 on the first one, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And if I hit that one as I race past, I'm going to, like, wrap behind it. Is this flanking in this game or no?
I'm gonna say no on flanking because
That's
that'll
fair.
be 1, too abusable for you guys, 2, too abusable for things later on.
Nope,
For
that
me.
is more than fair. That's why I asked. So just advantage on the first one. Which dual wielding are we using?
We were starting with standard dual wielding.
Gotcha. Bonus action stab then.
Yeah,
For
bonus action.
slightly higher.
All right, give me damage numbers.
12 total damage.
12 total.
As he runs, like, hits it to, like, I'm still having him wrap behind it just because it makes sense for him to flank behind. As he runs past and the bird flaps at his face, he's gonna run dagger on the side, like, and try, like, run down the side of it as he does, and as he spins back to face it, he's just gonna, like, bring the other one up to hit, like, the leg in the back to, like, fuck up its leg, hopefully. I'm not asking for mechanics, it's just flavor.
As you're running your daggers across it, and you're cutting across, you feel like, you know, your hands are in this thing's fur when you're stabbing into it. You feel that, like, crackle of static electricity and can hear it, like, it just popping on the surface.
Oh, that's gonna hurt, isn't it? It's kind of his first thought. Don't like that reminder.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want to back out to give this thing any chance to hit me, so.
And you're behind it, it'd have to snap around to hit you there.
That's kind of my goal.
So, that's movement, action, bonus action. Sounds like it's Warg turn. Val is in front of Warg. Warg would like to snap at Val. But first, I need both of you to make a dex save.
I should have known. Should have known.
Yeah.
Should have known. Should have known. I really should have known.
19.
13?
Alright, both pass.
Oh, thank God.
You take 4 lightning damage down to 2. Four, as they have to 2 for passing.
Nice.
This thing snarling and kind of say reeling back with pain for a second just lets out a howl, and when it does, lightning cracks off of its fur and just jolts to each of you two. There's a quick shot.
The hell?
What is this? Let's say this thing's attack bonus. Make sure I'm reading this right. Yep, 5 to hit. 16 to hit Val.
That meets.
All right. I like getting to use the monster manual from time to time, especially at lower levels. That is 7 damage. And I need you to make a strength save. As after that lightning, it almost rears up on both legs. I say rears up on both hind legs and trying to claw forward to pounce on you. As it opens its maw, and you can hear that crackling inside of it again. And briefly you can see inside of its mouth, just down its throat, it looks like it's popping with flashes of electricity again. It's just, just tries to retch you down to the ground, biting into one of your arms. What is your save?
And that's going to be 16. I am bloodied, by the way.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, pretty fair.
On one
It
road.
goes
D10 plus.
D10 plus con mod, yeah. As you manage to shake this thing off, it's sitting there and gnawing on your arm, trying to drag you to the ground. You just take the other hand and just start punching into the face and just gouge its eye to let it get off. And it goes to your turn.
Yep. Get the blood off my arm. Down. Dog. Alright. That's going to be 4 to 19.
19 hits. All right. I was just going off the base hit point total. It starts with 26. You guys dealt 13 and 12 last time. How do you want to kill this thing with 1 health?
As it bit me, I'm gonna drive my sword down his throat.
All
And
right.
then pull up.
It's sitting there biting and snarling, trying to claw through your armor. Luckily, your chain is keeping you safe for the most of it. You give it that gouge to the eye, getting it off of you, and it was just a high pitched just whelp was that as it reels back, and you see the moment there. With its jaw open, you just grab the pommel, adjust upward, and just jam straight down its throat. Salt, you see the blade come out through the back of its neck from the other side.
Damn!
And as
Big guy got a big sword.
as it sits there dying and very briefly spasming on the sword going through its neck and spine there, its eyes in front of you almost start to boil and crackle as you see electricity from this thing's throat kind of sputter out and go through its fur. As you can just smell the burning of fur and blood coming out of this thing as it kind of coughs and sputters like it's almost still alive and trying to fight, even though it's got a sword through its spine. A moment before slouching down, and finally the sparks of life fade from it.
Yeah.
Everything I learned about your country makes me like it less.
This is the first for me.
Also,
Oh, good. So it's getting worse.
in the hole with this thing, what you could probably assume was its rider at one point, a partially eaten hobgoblin.
Well, this is gonna be gross. Gonna go see if they had any weapons.
As you pick through the gore for a moment, kind of rolling the body over to actually get to the torn apart clothing, on its hip it had a roughly made machete, which you can label as a short sword.
Gotcha.
Made out of it's made out of bone of something.
Bone machete. I'll like wipe it off in the grass and some stuff, and I'll hand like where you walk back up to him and just pommel first. Just here's that back. I'm probably shouldn't keep a hold of that too long if you like it. As he's trying to figure out a way to like sheath the machete.
You going over to hand him that back and Val probably panting a little, blood coming out of that arm, looking a bit bad.
We should probably get you patched up some.
Good idea.
Can't have you bleeding everywhere and getting more of them after us.
Caw! Bird nodding.
I now have knife and bone machete. Mwahaha.
Sounds not too fun.
I'll do what I can to help him, like, patch up the arm. At least to get the bleeding stopped until later.
You want to just do a medicine check real quick?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Like, I don't actively have anything to help him heal. I'm just
Yeah.
basic first aid.
Yeah, that's what I figured you're meaning.
Yeah, 10 total.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're pretty much just taking some cloth and tying it off.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. It's about the extent of that medical that he can do right now.
Just something there to stop the bleeding a little bit. And wipe him off some.
Yeah.
As the smell of static clears out of the air with a cool breeze from the mountain. The air settles once again for a moment. And with it settling, something catches your nose once again.
Not again.
Please be food.
Smells like someone's cooking something down there. And if you guys get a mosey on, you guys might make it to that village in time for supper.
Feel like running.
What'd you say?
Feel like running?
The real answer is probably no, but we can try.
The bird starts doing what you could equate to running in place on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Mine
yeah,
or
rub
his?
it in.
His?
Yeah, rub it in.
Are you in shape to run, or do you need a lift?
Well, we don't really have an option on the lifts, and yeah, no, even Salt's not that petty. He's pretty fucked up, isn't he?
Carrying you with that arm, it might be a bit of a problem.
I have one good arm.
Salt's not that petty. No, I'll be fine. I can probably still outrun your armored ass at least.
But
When you say bet, are you just gonna start running towards the village?
yep.
Fucker. I'm gonna take off at max speed.
as the two of you just start.
Fuck you.
So you guys are heading east southeast at the moment. So the setting sun behind you in the woods, giving everything just a nice orangey red glow. We'll close here with our two.
Wait.
Yeah.
I just have to ask. Am I faster? I think I'm faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you trip because of your bad luck?
Oh, you dick. I'll trip you.
Fuck it. Both of you give me a d20.
No, don't turn this into a D20 roll.
I never even know if
I
that's what
can't
With the
I
sun,
can't
with the
compete.
sunset, What?
I can't compete with his luck.
It's not a luck roll. It's just to see if you roll a 1, or in this case, a 2.
The 2 with a 0 behind it.
Fuck you, I
All
got a
right.
50.
Like I said, this wasn't a luck thing. You're naturally faster. This was just to see if you roll a natural 1 or 2. As
I was gonna be real petty and bust out the magic.
as you got a slight head start, but he's naturally faster, running off into the sun behind you, leaving this pine forest behind, heading to a small mountain village. You can see I wouldn't really call it a lake, more just a small like pond body of water with a river flow reflecting the sun. This looks like a nice, cozy little place. And that's where we'll close the session. The two of you just, the smell of, you're pretty sure that's baked potatoes and ham in the air. Couple people in the
Sounds
village
really
just
good right now.
couple people in the village just looking at you two running, which say at this point almost competitively just trying to get there.
I'm not gonna lie. If you actually got ahead of me, I was absolutely gonna grab a stick and whack your ankles.
He was ahead of you at first, and you caught back. With that little head start, and you caught back up as you're getting in there. About the same time. We'll close off there.